BlossoME, because beautiful things have happened today, which are great, right? I want to talk about women's health. I just received a new brand, a woman empowerment brand. So I'm going to take a little bit of time today. Let me pause, not pause, mute the other ones. Yes. Welcome again. This is the Empress. So I want to talk about women's health, right? And I think it is fitting to talk about it today because I just received this beautiful t-shirt, which I'm going to use as my uniform for my lives. And it's from a woman, it's a woman's brand, and it's about women's empowerment. And the honor is Nurse I Am, right? And we are all in Girl Hold My Hand, definitely collaborating, making great things. And because of that, I thought it would be a wonderful idea today to talk about BlossoME, right? For women's health, BlossoME. This is Instagram, this is YouTube and Facebook. Now, why I want to talk about this and why it's important. First of all, in the beginning, I promised that I will make a whole video talking about women's health from my perspective and what I have learned on my journey. One issue is that a lot of women from around the world, maybe, it's dark here. On YouTube, it's dark. Let me see. It's a lot better. Right. I came across women along my journey. Let me start it here. So I used to have a podcast. It wasn't a paid podcast, but it was on a woman's platform. Right. I couldn't handle it. One, it was too much for me because of the topics that I pick, that I talk about. Instagram for now is less people because I'm not that known yet. So I hope that by the time people pick up on my topics, I will have help. But on the women's app, I didn't really have help. And I had just started therapy. So it was a little bit overwhelming. But on the app, I came across women from all across the world, Africans, Russians, American, white Americans, African Americans, Caribbeans, right? And we talked about women's health and trauma and abuse. But one of the things that I saw, and also from my own experience, is that a lot of women were raised in a way that they never learned about their health. They never learned about the power that they have. They never learned how to clean themselves after their menstrual periods. They never knew what pH balances or urinary tract infections are, or they've never taken any supplements or any herbs or any nurturing things that would help their body, their health and well-being. And so during the podcast for me, it was awakening, because for a long time I thought it was only me, right? I have talked about my story several times. And one of the things that I never talked about is that, or maybe I mentioned it, I can't remember. One of the things that I explained was that growing up as a child, right? I think I first saw my period when I was 14. And what happened was, I can still see it vividly. So when I saw my period the first time, I got out of the bathroom and I went straight to my mother and I said, I saw blood, right? Now I was expecting help, obviously. Say, here's the part, use this pad or use this, that, or whatever. Here's how you clean yourself. I don't know, I needed help. But I think because of her own trauma, not being able to take care of her own self, her answer to what I said was, That's it. You're about to get pregnant. And I'm just like, whoa, just see my period and get pregnant? How? Right? So I grew up never learning about women's health, never learning what to do with my body, what to do with my health, how to take care of myself in general. I never learned all of these things. So as I was growing, I was just stumbling all over the place, right? I had infections as a child before I saw my period. I think because of my stress levels, I had a lot of infections to the point that the doctors told me that I was never going to have a child. And I believed it. I believed that I was never going to have a child, which is why, and I always say this, right? That when I was pregnant with my daughter and I was told that you're pregnant, I was like, whoa, I am having this child no matter what happens. Because I already believed for years, that I was never going to have a child because of all the infections I had. Because, I mean, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? Now I am much older, a lot more educated around people and women who take care of themselves. So we help each other. But at that point, if you watch all my videos, my environments were very much toxic. I was toxic. I say that because, no matter what happens in the environment, that's what I pick up. So I never really learned how to take care of myself, how to take care of my health. I didn't even know that was a thing because I didn't see anybody doing it there, or even people saying, you are on your period, this is what you do, right? Right now, I go on YouTube and I've seen a lot of women, mostly from Nigeria, right, who talk about the power of the woman's menstrual flow. And at the same time, I have met different women too, talk about how, the menstrual flow goes with the moon cycles. And so for that matter, I want to talk about BlossoME. One of the things that helped me just in my journey before I really understood what was happening is that I always drank herbal teas. I drink it more now that I understand it. But then I think my health, what helped me really to not have a health scare or a huge health problem was that I was already used to drinking herbal teas because my grandmother, God rest her soul, she's an ancestor now, she drank a lot of herbs. And because she was my best friend, everybody said, oh, your grandmother's your best friend. It's true. And because I was always with her and I was her first grandchild, she would always cook me stuff and make me stuff. And most of the time it's healthy, it's natural, it's herbs. She is very much into fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, right? Getting the leaves. She knew different kinds of leaves that we would pick around the house or plant or go to the neighbors or buy it from the market. And we would drink these herbs. Sometimes we'll bathe with these herbs. So I was already doing these things, but it wasn't never explained to me. So I think that's why my grandmother, her energy is always all around me, and I'm so grateful for it, right? Because I think she saved me a lot. She probably already understood the trauma. I don't know. And so as I was growing, I still had so many infections. I had still had so many women health issues. I have had urinary tract infections. I took different supplements. Never from the hospital because I was ashamed of it. I was ashamed of going to the hospital and saying that, oh, this is going on with me, until I think until years ago, probably 4 years ago, I came across this gynecologist who's also from Nigeria. And I just stumbled on her because my family doctor is here in Brooklyn, and she rented the basement office, right? So when I went to the family doctor, they sent me down there. And so when I went down, okay, no pun intended. When I went down in the basement, right, I saw that she was a woman, and she was a Black woman, a Nigerian woman. So I just was like, I breathed, right? Took a deep breath, relief. And so she became my gynecologist. She still is. And at that time, I was going through a lot of stress. So she was, she was telling me things and she was helping me out. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. And then I started taking, she gave me some medication to take. And I took those medication that helped clean me out because I was depressed. I was stressed. I had so many issues, from just mental health issues, mental health pains. And that affects the woman's body, that affects everything. It's not just the head, but it's also the body and what comes out and everything, right? Which is why I always said the products that I use now, they're not just products. Neither am I just selling. It's a story. There's always something attached to it. Because if not for all of these issues, I wouldn't take this. First of all, majority of my life, I didn't like pink until I had my daughter. And she is just pink everything. And so, that was part of my inner child healing as well. If you check my last video, I talked about the wounded inner child, part of inner child healing. So not long ago, too, before I started TLC and started taking this product, right? I've been taking it. I came across another African lady. She has an African store here in Brooklyn, and she also sells supplements, different supplements. And that supplement was a liquid supplement. I can't remember the name. It was a liquid supplement, and it's supposed to help clean the body. Now, I bought it 3 times and I used it. It helped. It helped a lot in cleansing the body. And then I came into Girl Hold My Hand, and then I came across BlossoME, which is for overall women's health, right? Let me read something from the site, and it says, BlossoME, live life in full bloom. Show yourself some love with BlossoME, a supplement made to help women live life to the fullest. Our unique formula intends to support your well-being and allow you to thrive. Don't just blossom, BlossoME. Of course, there's disclaimers, of course. It has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, of course, right? We make no claims. All I'm doing is telling my story, and this helps with our mood and our skin. Let's talk about how you will feel. How you will feel, the ingredients, right? There's a, so it's a, yeah, here we go. It's a vegetable capsule. It has freeze-dried cranberry extract. And I drink cranberry a lot. I heard that from, what's her name again? Erica Badu. Erica Badu talks about how all she drinks is cranberry because it makes down there smell good and it helps cleanse it. And so I had to stop buying the product from the African store. How to take it? First thing in the morning, adults take 3 capsules daily with food or as directed by your healthcare professional. Store in a cool, dry place away from heat and light. And so when I came across the product and I started TLC, it just clicked because I already knew the power of using herbal supplements, natural supplements that can help your body. Because we always need that as women. And so, of course, I started the business. Why I started the business, you say? Oh my God, my Facebook went off. Think, yeah. Facebook is not broadcasting. Okay, never mind then. Anyway, I had already understood the power of women's supplement, the power of just using herbal things that can help your body. I had what is it called, B12 deficiency. I had iron deficiency. I had so much of these issues as a woman, and I had no idea what these people were talking about or what to do about it because nobody around me was taking care of that. I myself was scared to even tell them that I was facing these issues, right? Because I didn't want to be caught dirty or that I was doing this and that with men and all this stuff, which I wasn't. I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was menstruating and the hormones growing up as a child, as a teen, all these things, the changes that happen, but then nobody was around me to help. And so that's what brought me here to BlossoME. Let me play something for you. Give me a moment, YouTube. Let me, okay, let's do this. I want to play them all together. Let me see. Let me see. So you can see something about BlossoME, right? I think it is. That was loud as a mother. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is stop. Okay. Sorry, I was mute. YouTube. So I was saying that, women's health is very important. We give birth, we give life, right? And now, or there has always been a huge, huge movement to help women understand their bodies, especially in African countries, right? Their menstrual flow. I would add that another thing that needs to be factored in is the power of their own bodies, of their own menstrual flow, the spiritual powers of that, because I don't think we talk about that enough. Because just religiously, I don't know, maybe it's just my trauma in the way that I was raised, and maybe that's my only experience, right? But I know the way that I was raised, I always felt that I was dirty as a woman. Something was wrong with me as a woman. I wanted to stop my menstrual flow. I wanted to kill it off. Why? Because there's a lot of things a woman cannot do when you are menstruating, which is not wrong. Because when you understand that, you understand why. But the way that it was taught to me, or the way that it seemed to be, wasn't inspiring, let's say. So if you look at the screen, it says, I love this product. I love this product. I feel less tired and my mood is better. I feel more balanced hormonally, which is very important, having hormonal balance. Because when you have a pH imbalance from the discharge and all of those things that happen, it's not the best thing that a woman can face, right? So, oh, no connection. Oh, it's reconnected now. All right, thank you. I feel more balanced hormonally and I am not bloated in the tummy area, which is another thing that a lot of us women feel, and it doesn't matter your size, right? I have always been tiny. I've always been skinny, slim. I like it, but I have been bloated a lot of times, way too many times, right? And so check my bio, Instagram, check my link, YouTube, get yourself one. I think it is very important for us to take care of our health as women. We don't get told these things, the power of our menstrual period, cleansing ourselves out, how to take care of our bodies, how to understand our bodies, how to balance our hormones, as it is said here, right? I feel more balanced hormonally. How to do all of these things. Many people don't even know that there's a possibility. So for me now, not only am I able to use all my, sorry, somebody said something. Not only am I able now to continue drinking the herbs that I used to drink, I still love herbs, right? The herbal leaves itself, I will buy it or I will grow them and dry it and boil it and drink it as tea. Now I can add this to it, right? I can add this to it and I can talk about it too to people to raise awareness about mental health and women's health.